A long, long time ago, there was a time when games didn't hold your hand over everything. Dying meant losing everything, and people had to perfect their strategies if they wanted to get to the next level. If you fondly remember those bygone days of old school gaming, Demon's Souls may end up being your favorite game of the year. Demon's Souls is an action RPG with an even split between melee and ranged combat. The game actually isn't heavy on story. It's a standard evil gets unleashed and you're recruited to fight it deal. While this may sound fairly generic, the game is anything but. The first thing you'll notice about the game is the amazing atmosphere. Developer From Software modeled the world on Western fantasy, and the results are just fantastic. The 5 different worlds that you'll visit are varied, and the creature designs are incredibly imaginative. There are a few frame rate problems in really busy areas, but the sense of scale makes up for any shortcomings. Also impressive is the number of animations that the main character has. The animations actually change based on your weapon loadout, and if you're fighting one-handed or two-handed, it's a crazy amount of detail. Unfortunately, voice acting is a little less consistent. Some of the side characters sound half asleep, and the conversations can seem a little campy.
Show me thine strength, and the strength of thine souls.
Thankfully, most of the main cast does a really good job. The gameplay of Demon's Souls is incredibly nuanced. That's one of the best things about the game. You start off by creating a character from a number of different classes, but you're never confined to that class's skill set. The real depth comes from being able to upgrade 8 governing categories with Demon's Souls, the game's currency. Whenever you kill enemies, you get souls to buy new equipment, upgrade current equipment, or increase your stats. However, as your stats increase, so does your soul level, meaning upgrades will get increasingly more expensive. It's also incredibly rare that you'll actually be able to upgrade stats, weapons, equipment, any of that stuff at the same time. So you have to pick and choose exactly what you're going to upgrade at any one point. But the real kicker, if you die in the game, you lose all your Demon's Souls. Yep, gone. You can go back and find the spot where you died to reclaim the souls in phantom form. But all the enemies will respawn, and if you're killed as a phantom, you lose those souls for good. Also, the game is set up so if you keep dying, the enemies get tougher. Now I know what you're thinking. This doesn't sound fun. At all. However, you have to trust me when I say it actually is. The game is never unfair or cheap, it's just strict. You need to take it slow, engage enemies one-on-one, and constantly block. Every time you die, it's a learning experience. You learn enemy locations, timing, and the best weapons to use. In other words, the game trains you to get better. By the end, you'll feel like this amazing badass that can do anything. It's one of the most rewarding gaming experiences I've had in recent memory. The multiplayer is also really unique. There's no lobby or in-game chat, there's no voice chat, no text chat, nothing. However, if you're connected online, you can see ghostly apparitions of other players exploring the same world you're in. They're just in another dimension. Find one of their bloodstains, and you can see the last 10 seconds of their life, getting tips on what hazards lie ahead. You can also leave preset messages on the ground, alerting people to enemies, or treasure, or you can summon other players to assist you through a tough section while they're in phantom form. Much later on in the game, you'll be able to invade people's games and kill them for their souls. Overall, this really unique multiplayer mode is much more fun than I thought it would be. It's entirely risk-reward based and adds a very cool twist to the entire game. If you'd rather not deal with it, then just don't sign into the PSN. Demon's Souls is one of the most rewarding, challenging games ever to hit the PS3. It may not be for everyone, but I still urge everyone to at least try it. It has a rare sense of accomplishment and should definitely not be missed. Once again, this is a very, very deep game, so head over to IGN.com for the full, more detailed written review.